How did that rock get there? What the?
Some places don't feel empty, even when no one is there. Deep in forests, cemeteries, and abandoned ruins, people keep reporting the same thing. Something is always just out of sight. In this video, we'll go through 6 of the most chilling outdoor and hiking encounters ever caught on camera. This video follows 2 investigators entering a heavily active forest and military site, known for a rumored portal inside a cave. Their usual focus is documenting paranormal activity, but from the start, the location feels unusually quiet and isolated. As they move deeper into the area, the absence of natural sounds like birds or animals creates an immediate sense that something is off. As they approach an old bunker, they begin attempting communication with any spirits present. Almost immediately, strange audio phenomena occur: distant voices, faint whistles, and unexplained movement in the surrounding forest. The energy shifts noticeably, with both investigators reporting physical discomfort, such as chest tightness and emotional unease, that seems to intensify in specific areas.
It is a very historic spot. All right.
It's creepy as fuck.
Are you ready? We're about to pass the threshold.
Yeah.
All right. Like there's one last thing. Like there's no turning back once we enter here.
I know.
Okay.
Oh.
Did it sound like a rock?
No, it sounded like a woman's voice.
Oh, what?
Hey, like we're way in the distance. I don't know. Was that you?
No, I wasn't
You
talking.
didn't wheeze or anything?
No, no. Did you also forget about the bunker that's right there?
Yeah, there is something in there that's a different story.
And that's the thing about this spot is, like, I'm sure there are so many other bunkers on the land that we just haven't discovered yet. Something feels weird tonight. Do you feel that? Like, just like the shift in energy as soon as we came down closer to the ocean.
Yeah.
Like there's just like some sort of shift.
Not long after, the investigation moves toward the deeper forest path leading to the cave system known as Hell's Dungeon. The team describes the area as extremely active and believes a spiritual portal may exist inside the cave. Their equipment begins to show irregular behavior, including sudden battery drain and inconsistent device responses, adding to the growing tension.
Just hot and cold, hot and cold.
Hot and cold, hot and cold?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting that too.
Oh. I think,
Oh my God, my battery is low.
What? No.
Low battery from a full battery.
And that's like our brand new light that I just bought you for Christmas.
Okay, we need that flashlight.
But it shouldn't do that. The small rig lights are supposed to last hours and hours.
Tell that to the spirits.
As they continue down the trail, they report hearing footsteps, whispers, and possible spoken names such as Charles and Leonard. Communication tools begin producing fragmented responses, including words like terror, investigator, and close, suggesting an intelligent presence reacting to their questions.
We had got a couple of things just while we started the camera that said, like, I want my life back, I lost an arm, and my ashes are here. And we got those 3 things like back to back. So would
Fucking! Did you hear that?
I did.
Sorry,
That's okay.
freaked me the hell out. Who's there?
And we got those 3 things like back to back. So would
Fucking! Did you hear that?
I did. And we got those 3 things like back to back. So would
Fucking! Did you hear that? That was like walking on this rubbish shit.
So I'm at the very end of the tunnel, which is where we think that the main portal of this spot is, where the activity and everything is. Leonard. These are all male names, which would make sense.
Close.
Close. It just said close. What did you ask?
If this was a portal, if they have any confirmation.
Leonard Jones. Is that your name?
Inside the cave system, the activity escalates further. One investigator experiences sudden chest pain while communicating, while others report feeling watched and physically pressured by an unseen presence. At the same time, conflicting messages appear through their devices, including phrases like "we mean no harm," "malicious," and "deception," implying multiple or unstable entities interacting at once. A key turning point occurs when the investigators attempt to communicate with a possible spirit, identifying as Jenny, believed to be a younger presence connected to the location. However, communication becomes inconsistent, with responses suggesting she may be outside the cave or being restricted by something unseen.
Yeah.
It's okay. I feel like it's coming from down there. We're not going to hurt you. Can you tell me how old you are? Why don't you tell both Chelsea and I how old you are? Okay, we're talking to the little girl who found us.
I don't think she can talk to us in here.
She said I'm outside.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna come out.
As the investigation reaches its peak, the environment becomes increasingly hostile. Equipment failures escalate, lights begin to drain unexpectedly, and both investigators report feeling shadows and movement surrounding them. One investigator claims to feel a physical touch near the tunnel, followed by the sound of movement deeper inside the cave when no one is visibly present.
All right, I'm on my way back. So it said, private inside. Are you a private? Are you inside? What the fuck was that? Someone back here?
I'm very
Hello? Chelsea, are you in the cave? Chelsea, are you in the cave? What the fuck? Okay, someone just touched my back. I'm buried down the road. Fuck, I just heard something in that cave. That is creepy as fuck. Something's going on with my light. Oh! Chelsea! Chelsea! Chelsea!
I'm from the 1700s.
I don't think that's Chelsea. Where did she go?
The investigation ends with both investigators retreating due to exhaustion, equipment failure, and overwhelming unease. They conclude that the location behaves like a highly active paranormal hotspot, possibly centered around a cave system they believe functions as a portal. While nothing is definitively proven, the combination of audio anomalies, physical sensations, device interference, and shadow activity makes this one of their most intense documented explorations. This video follows a solo investigator exploring a historic forest inside Putnam State Park, Connecticut, known for Revolutionary War activity and reports of paranormal sightings. He enters the area alone at night, aware that soldiers were once camped here during the winters of 1778 to 1779, and that a man named Mr. Phillips was reportedly killed inside a cave in the area. As he moves through the dark forest trail, he begins using a spirit communication device while documenting his surroundings. Early on, he reports strange environmental cues, unusual sounds in the woods, shifting shadows, and a growing sense of being watched. The isolation of the park at night amplifies the tension as he continues deeper into the historical grounds.
I don't know what I'm in for here. Okay.
American divided.
Look. Is that what happened? Americans were divided? The Revolutionary War? I'm shaking because it's a little bit chilly. I don't know why I don't have my gloves on. I'm weird sometimes, but yeah, American is divided right now, I'll tell you that much. It ain't no good. This is pretty creepy. I think it's mostly just a trail, but I gotta be real careful. So basically, there's a story of this guy named Phillips, and it's called Phillips Cave, and he was in the cave, and the other people that were in the camp were upset that he was shooting and killing their stock and using it as food to survive, so they came one day and just shot him in the cave. So I don't know if his ghost is also here, but I don't know. I'm hoping to see something. Look at this. I mean, I think this must have been maybe where each of the camp spots were for the soldiers.
While investigating, he locates several historical landmarks, including old officer quarters, foundations, and reconstructed military structures. The atmosphere becomes more intense as he approaches areas believed to be connected to wartime deaths and possible burials, including a suspected cemetery zone and Phillips Cave itself.
What is this? Officers' quarters? Chimney remains a mark of the site. Company officer's hut. Built in 1890. Several other firebacks of the junior officer hut remains in the woods behind the enlisted men's hut line. It's chilly out here too, you guys. So chill. Oh, that bugged me out for a sec. I think it's just a sign.
As he reaches the cave, he begins direct communication attempts with the spirit of Mr. Phillips. He asks questions about the Revolutionary War, the soldiers stationed there, and the circumstances of Phillips' death. He also references the idea that Phillips may have been killed by enemies, attempting to provoke a response or confirmation.
I'm gonna take a seat. Can you, Mr. Phillips, sitting here in the Phillips Cave, or outside of the Phillips Cave, not in it, but can you talk to me, Mr. Phillips? Why did they kill you? Man, this is eerie. Let me tell you, it's just eerie out here. Are there the ghosts of any other soldiers out here that want to talk to me? Tell me anything about the Revolutionary War. Tell me about those cold winters where you were camped out here. Okay.
Enemy. Bell.
Whoa. Enemy? I'm still at the cave. Enemy? They were your enemies that shot you. Right, Mr. Phillips? They were your enemies. Otherwise they wouldn't have shot you and they would have been on your side. Anybody want to join me out here tonight? Anybody feel like joining me? I usually don't do these solo missions, man. But it's all about not being scared, you guys. Okay. Back to the... That was weird. Okay. Alright.
During the communication, the spirit device begins producing fragmented and context-related responses. Words and phrases appear that seem connected to war, memory, emotional states, and past trauma. The investigator interprets these as possible indications of residual or intelligent activity tied to the location. A key moment occurs when sudden unexplained noises are heard in the surrounding forest. loud enough to interrupt the investigation. The investigator questions whether these sounds could be gunshots, footsteps, or residual echoes of past events replaying in the environment.
Whoa. What was that, dude? Dude, there's nothing around here that would even possibly make a loud noise like that right now at this time of the night. There's nothing. Was that a gunshot or something? So, you guys, it's called a residual haunting. So, residual haunting is basically... residual haunting is basically when you hear memories of the past and it keeps playing. Oh, I think I just heard another one. Okay, I don't know what that is, dude. There's nothing here. I don't know what could be making a noise that freaking loud all the way out here.
Near the end of the investigation, he discovers additional structures, including old barracks and cemetery markers. Standing among these remnants, he reflects on the historical weight of the location while continuing attempts to make contact with any remaining spirits tied to the land. The video concludes with the investigator completing a full walk through the park. Despite moments of unexplained sounds and possible spirit communication, no definitive physical evidence is captured. However, the combination of historical context, device responses, and unexplained environmental noises leads him to believe the area may hold strong residual energy connected to past wartime events and possible lingering spirits. This video explores the St. James Hotel in Cimarron, New Mexico, one of the most historically violent and allegedly haunted locations in the American West. Built in 1872 by Henry Lambert, a former personal chef to President Lincoln, the hotel quickly gained a dark reputation during the Wild West era, with claims of at least 26 murders occurring inside its walls. Over time, physical evidence of that violence was discovered, including more than 400 bullet holes in the ceiling above the barn area and over 20 preserved bullet holes in the dining room ceiling. One of the most infamous areas in the hotel is Room 18, which is permanently locked and restricted from guests due to reports of a malevolent presence. The room is linked to Thomas James T.J. Wright, a gambler who reportedly won the hotel in a poker game in 1881 before being shot in the back shortly after.
The room is said to be haunted by the spirit of Thomas James, or T.J. Wright, a gambler who reportedly won the deed to the hotel in a high-stakes poker game in 1881. Shortly after his win, he was shot in the back while walking to his room. He managed to barricade himself inside room 18, where he eventually bled to death.
The visitors and staff described the spirit as angry and ill-tempered. Reports include people being physically pushed or tripped when they're entering the room. Witnesses have reported seeing a floating ball of angry orange light in the upper corners of the room.
He is said to have barricaded himself inside room 18, where he eventually died. Reports from staff and visitors include feelings of physical pressure near the doorway, being pushed or tripped, sightings of an orange glowing orb, and an overwhelming sense of hostility in the room. In contrast, room 17 is associated with a calmer presence, believed to be Mary Lambert, Henry Lambert's second wife, who died in the hotel in 1926. Guests report sudden strong scents of rose perfume and unexplained rhythmic tapping on the window when it is left open. Some claim to see a pale, translucent female figure standing at the foot of the bed or moving through the upstairs hallway. A photograph taken inside the hotel also reportedly shows an apparition near the staircase. Beyond the rooms, staff report ongoing activity throughout the hotel. A mischievous entity known as the Imp, or Little Imp, is blamed for moving objects, hiding keys, and laughing in empty hallways. Additional reports include sightings of a glowing-faced boy and 2 young girls in the corridors near the governor's room, one believed to be Johnny Lambert, who died in 1892. Other accounts include high-pitched screams from empty areas, the sound of furniture dragging across floors, and widespread electronic malfunctions. During the investigation, equipment begins behaving unpredictably, especially near doorways and staircases. Devices activate only when placed in specific locations, then stop when approached.
So right now, we do have the REM pod set up outside of our door. It's been there for about, I'm gonna say at least 40 minutes now, and it has not done a single thing. So if it does anything later on, that's gonna be pretty interesting.
In one case, a device triggers immediately after being set down near a doorway, suggesting a possible location-based response.
Okay, it's working.
You guys, one of the most common things that happen here, electronics malfunctioning, these are brand new and they've been working. They worked, you know, every time that we've tested them, they worked, but it's turning on, and then every time she's putting it down by the door, which in this room, there's a door, there's a figure that stands by the door. That's like one of the common things. This is just kind of weird that that's just malfunctioning randomly.
At times, objects move without contact, including a cosmetic item rolling across a surface on its own. Cameras also capture unexplained visual disturbances described as orb-like movements entering the frame before equipment temporarily fails.
Bubby,
What just moved?
my beauty blender just rolled.
Your beauty blender just rolled?
Yeah, I just watched it roll.
What? Can you do that again?
Right as I was asking it if it likes to mess with you,
Uh-huh.
that rolled. It shouldn't be moving at all.
Okay, so we know that there were over 26 deaths in this hotel.
One of the most significant anomalies occurs when a temperature device shows a rapid and sustained increase in heat within the room without an identifiable source. The change happens in sync with reported physical sensations such as chills and goosebumps.
This has gone up about
went
4
up?
degrees. It's at 73 right now.
Are you hanging out on that bed with him?
Are you making the temperature on this device go up? 73.2. Can you make the temperature on this device go up? 73.4. Can you give me a big spike? Can you make it go up to like 78, 79 degrees? Can you take this all the way up to like 77 or 78 degrees? I just heard it say yeah. Can you make this go to 77? 74.6.
By the end of the investigation, activity gradually decreases, with the environment returning to a calmer state. While no single event provides definitive proof, the combination of historical accounts, environmental fluctuations, equipment interference, and visual anomalies creates a sustained pattern of unexplained activity throughout the hotel. This video follows a group attempting the red door, yellow door sleep ritual, an experiment meant to guide one person into a dreamlike state where they explore a surreal mental world. One participant acts as the guide, while another enters the trance-like state with their eyes closed. The ritual begins with preparation, including candles and chanting until the subject mentally enters the game. The guide then asks structured questions to navigate the experience, such as describing rooms, doors, and surroundings.
Candles, and we're gonna be just straight, go for it, let's do this. All right, so our guidey, let's start lighting the candles. Shit. Alright, let's see how it looks. Oh, fuck me. Dude, this looks super scary.
They said we had to turn off the lights?
No, but it's scarier.
Hey, they're burning really fast. Honestly.
You can't see anything.
They're going down. Turn the light, turn the light!
Why? Oh no, they turn back on once the light came on? They just do that? Let's try that again.
Almost immediately, the subject reports entering a strange environment. He describes dim lighting, unfamiliar rooms, and distorted architecture. Early visuals include a red carpet, windows, and doors that feel unstable or unnatural.
Other colored door. Red door, yellow door, any other colored door. Red door, yellow door, any other colored door. What do you see?
A window, red carpet, bunk beds. It's kind of like a kid's room.
Do you see another door?
Normal closet door, feels like.
Okay, open it and go in. What do you see?
It's like a walkway.
Walk down the hallway. Describe where you're at.
Like on the second floor walkway. I look back and the door's no longer there.
Do you see anybody else? Is there anybody else in the room with you?
No, nothing. There's stairs.
Are they leading up or are they leading down?
They're going down.
Alright, don't go down.
There's a door.
What color is that door?
Black.
Is there any stairs?
I'm looking for some. There's a fireplace that's lit.
As the experience continues, he reports moving through hallways and encountering shifting spaces. Staircases appear repeatedly, but their direction and structure feel inconsistent. At times, he describes going both up and down in confusing loops. The tension increases when he begins describing a presence or someone nearby. He struggles to clearly identify what he sees, reporting partial figures, movement, and distorted shapes at the edges of vision.
All of them are locked?
They're all unlocked. They look like rooms.
Are they open?
They closed their doors. I see a door. I see like a way through the door, but it doesn't have a door. There's black over there.
Go over there. What else do you see?
Goes downstairs.
Don't go down there. Go back to the white doors.
I'm walking downstairs. It's dark.
What do you see?
More stairs.
Downstairs?
Yeah, they spiral down. Oh, it's 4.
Go down there. You walking down?
Yeah, it's 4.
Like 2 stories down? Or like 5?
Like 7.
What else do you see while you're walking down there?
There's a spotlight down there.
What do the walls look like?
Oh, dark. Dark.
What about the stairs? What are the color of the stairs?
They're brown. At the bottom, there's...
Do you hear anything?
At one point, he enters what feels like a deep spiral staircase, descending multiple levels. The environment becomes darker and more unstable, with visibility breaking down into fog-like distortion. He describes losing clarity of walls, structure, and depth entirely. As the descent continues, the space becomes even more surreal. He describes a large fireplace-like structure, shifting corridors, and a sense of walking far underground or into an endless space.
dark. It's darker than before.
Do you hear anything?
This door is gone.
The door's gone?
Yeah, it disappeared. I'm in just a dark room.
Walk around. Go around, walk around and listen. Do you hear anything?
No, it's quiet.
Do you see anything?
No.
Do you feel the wall?
No.
You still looking around?
Yeah, there's nothing. It's dark.
Go back. Can you go back to the stairs?
There's no way out. Wake me up.
Wake up. Okay.
I don't know how to. That's not like. I don't know what that is. Staircase, but they had like. It was dark. And like down there, it's just like one spotlight in the middle. I got down there, it was far. Like it seemed far. But like I got down there fast. And like it was nothing. And then I looked around and it was like a white chimney, but it was like kind of big. They could like walk through it. And I went through it, and then like I went under, and I looked around and it was just dark. And the door or the chimney shrunk. So it shrunk down and now I was just in the dark. And then when he was asking me where was I was just in that room. But there was no doors, there's no way out. It's not like, I don't know how you explain that. Like it's not, you can't see it like this. It's like,
I know.
it's like foggy, faint.
Yeah.
My head hurts. I'll tell you that. My head hurts.
After exiting the experience, he reflects on it as disorienting and mentally intense. He explains that the space felt real while inside it, but impossible to logically map afterward. He emphasizes the psychological effect more than anything physical. The video ends with commentary on the experience, noting exhaustion, confusion, and the unsettling nature of the ritual overall. The creator closes by thanking viewers and ending the session. This video follows a solo explorer who enters a remote forest after hearing strange rumors about rocks that can move on their own. He doesn't fully believe it at first, but curiosity brings him deep into the woods anyway. From the beginning, the place already feels off, completely silent, isolated, and untouched. As he goes deeper, the forest becomes more unsettling. Fallen trees, thick undergrowth, and heavy silence make the environment feel unnatural. There are no signs of people, only empty wilderness stretching further in every direction.
It always happens in a place where people don't tend to usually go, like in a place like this. But I don't know, well here I am. There's a tree that fell over right there, a tree that fell over there. But it's actually quite a view up in here. It came from that way, coming up this way. But you know, it's actually interesting that it took me half an hour to hike here. So it's not too far away from a place where you can park. And yet, it's a place where hardly anyone goes. Now, I will mention this. These particular woods I am in are kind of remote, all right? They're quite remote. And so there's no local town here. I'm out here by myself. There's no local town. And I actually, at my car I brought, I actually had to mount on the back.
Soon, he discovers something disturbing. Animal bones lying beside a massive rock. Near them are strange drag marks in the dirt, as if something heavy was moved into place. The scene doesn't make sense, and it immediately raises questions.
Not a big fan. Up a little bit higher now. There's lots of rocks here in this area. That's kind of interesting. Oh, whoa. Bones. Those are rib cage bones. Something died here. Except, wait, This is kind of interesting. Can you see this? There's bones right here, but there's like a little imprint in a line right here. It's kind of hard to see. And it stops right where this great big rock is. Oh, wouldn't that be something? Like, what if there's an animal right here? And this rock, it moved. Somehow it got the animal and it killed the animal, and the rock can rest right there. That doesn't make sense. I don't get it. You know what would make sense to me is if something threw the rock, okay? Something or someone. But, I mean, that's impossible. Like, how could you throw a rock and hit an animal and kill it? Like, it's going to run away. Like, if it's a person, they're coming up with a rock, there's no way you're doing that. Any hunter in the world, I bet, could agree with me there. I'm not a hunter myself, but I bet anyone who is a hunter could agree with me. This is interesting, the growth right here.
At first, he tries to explain it logically. Maybe the rock fell. Maybe something dragged the bones. But the size and position of the rock make that nearly impossible. Still, he continues deeper into the forest. As he moves through a ravine area filled with fallen wood and erosion marks, the atmosphere feels even more unstable. The place feels like it was shaped by something violent in the past.
Come over here. Look how deep that is. I mean, seriously, look how deep that is. Obviously, water came down here once and created this wall back. Look at this. Look how much dead wood has fallen out into this little ravine area. It's just interesting, you know. Well, if you needed wood for a campfire, get plenty of wood here. Ooh. This is a very interesting spot. Something feels funny. I'm not sure, something does feel kind of funny.
Then strange sensations begin. He feels something like rain, but there are no clouds in the sky. The forest starts feeling wrong in ways he cannot explain. Unusual sounds begin to appear. Creaking trees, shifting branches, and faint movement in the distance. The silence no longer feels empty, but watched.
Okay, I may have just heard a tree creaking. Okay, that's all that is. I probably just heard a tree creaking. Still. Look at those more big rocks. Oh, look at this. Oh, look how that rock's resting. That's a big one. That one's not even in the ground. What's really weird is that one that was back there, remember? It kind of looks like it maybe something had thrown it or something.
When he returns to check the earlier spot, everything changes. The rock is gone. In its place are fresh drag marks leading uphill, as if something massive moved against gravity. This is when fear begins to set in. He realizes the rock didn't just move, it was moved. And whatever moved, it is still nearby.
Okay. What am I even seeing? That's where the rock was. Look, here's the place where it was. Remember? I put it was right here. I pushed it right here. I saw it right here. Okay, how did that rock get there? What the? I can see where something was... What? That rock got drug. I can see it right there. It moved. That rock got drug from here to here. What the? Okay, is there like somebody out here pranking me or something? I was only just right there and then I came back here. But I didn't hear anyone. Look at all these twigs and sticks. I would have heard somebody if they were moving around. I probably would have seen them. I can see them from right there. And yet I'm looking right here. That rock is there and it moved from right there.
Then he hears it, a dragging sound behind him. Slow at first, then closer. When he turns, the rock is there again, closer than before. Behind it, a clear trail shows it has been following him through the forest. Now it becomes undeniable. Every time he looks away, the rock moves. Every time he turns back, it gets closer. It feels like something is actively tracking him.
Whoa. Oh, wait. Just heard something. Oh! There's the rock! And I can see the trail behind it. What? You mean it actually followed me?
Then the movement intensifies. The dragging sound grows louder, faster, and more aggressive as it closes in through the forest. He finally runs. The forest becomes chaos as branches snap and his footsteps echo, while the dragging sound follows behind him. Suddenly, everything goes black. When he wakes up, his camera is cracked and his head is injured. Blood runs down his face, and he struggles to remember what happened. The forest is silent again, but the fear remains. Slowly, he remembers the rock, the movement, and the chase. Barely able to stand, he forces himself up. Weak, disoriented, and shaken, he knows only one thing matters now: getting back to his car and escaping the forest before whatever followed him returns. Just minutes away from the noise and movement of Atlanta, the concrete suddenly fades into something far more unsettling. A quiet, swampy marsh that feels completely cut off from the modern world. This place is known as Constitution Lakes Park, but those who've walked its trails know it by a different name: the Doll's Head Trail. What used to be an industrial brickyard has transformed into something else entirely. A strange, decaying landscape filled with objects that were never meant to be seen again.
Howdy critters, welcome back to the channel. We are here in a location that actually ain't even part of Appalachia, but I thought was interesting enough to show it off. We are here just a couple minutes from Atlanta, actually, down here in Georgia.
The air here feels heavy, thick with humidity, hanging over still water and mud that seems to swallow everything slowly. Scattered across this wetland are thousands of discarded baby doll heads. Not clean, not intact, but cracked, faded, and stained by time. Some hang from branches. Others are placed carefully along the trail, their hollow eyes fixed outward. What began as an effort to clean up litter slowly turned into something darker. A collection shaped by unknown hands, turning trash into something that feels almost ritualistic.
This trail is owned and created by a man named Joel Slater, I think. Yeah, and there's a whole lot of debris and trash and litter. When he gained ownership of this place and started developing it, he turned all that litter into something that can actually help the nature around it. So he got a big crew, and they started like cleaning up all the litter, picking it up, and instead of just throwing away to be tossed away in some landfill, he brought it here and he started to make like trash art, specifically with all the like little baby doll heads he found around here. And more people started doing it. They would clean up trash and litter they see along the wetland side, and they bring it here into the woods, and they would create art with it in little like trash art exhibits.
Walking deeper into the trail doesn't feel normal. It feels like stepping into something abandoned, but not empty. plastic limbs rest on logs like markers. Heads stare from unexpected places, positioned just enough to make it feel intentional. What's left behind here isn't just discarded objects. It's a reflection of things forgotten, now reshaped by the swamp into something unsettling.
Yeah, see, this is the kind of creepy stuff I'm talking about. So, it starts right here, and let's get on it. This is what I was talking about earlier when I said it's a marshland. Yeah, it's a big old wetland lake that comes across there. There's a lot of swampy land across this ridge that you would have to wade through a marsh. Yeah, like I said, kind of creepy sometimes, especially during October. Oops. Little by little, the look of the country changes by the people we admire.
Further in, the trail reveals even more. Strange figures like the Mui monkey and the rusted remains of old vehicles and boats, slowly sinking into the mud as if being pulled under. Even with occasional visitors, families, photographers, bird watchers, there's a constant feeling that doesn't go away. A quiet tension, as if the trail changes once the light begins to disappear. As if those thousands of empty eyes aren't just placed there randomly, but waiting. It's a place where nature has taken what was thrown away, pieces of childhood, fragments of memory, and turned them into something still, silent, and deeply unsettling. When the trail goes quiet and nothing moves, are you really the only one walking through it? What started as a quiet van camping trip at a remote reservoir quickly turned into something far more unsettling when Grizzly Gaz and the dog, Fendi, decided to explore a nearby woodland, known locally as the Witch's Den. The area carried a reputation, stories, folklore, warnings, but at first it felt like any other stop. With the van set up using a portable power station, a tubular heater, and an electric blanket, the focus stayed on making dinner as night settled in. But something about the woods kept pulling attention, and eventually, curiosity took over.
Heater. We're gonna see if this tiny little size is gonna be any good for the van. And the kids asked me to go up in the attic and get their electric blankets out. So that's what we're gonna be trying tonight as well. Electric blanket, and let's see if we can keep it nice and toasty warm in here all night. Right, are you ready to go into the woods? Come on then. When we come back, we might read a bedtime story.
As the forest was entered, the atmosphere changed almost instantly. The silence felt heavy, unnatural, broken only by wind slipping through the trees and the occasional crack of branches underfoot. Didn't feel empty. It felt occupied. Moving deeper in, strange details began to stand out. Brief flashes of eye shine in the distance, shadows shifting just beyond the reach of the torch, never fully visible, but always present. The tension built quickly, and Fendi's alert behavior made it even harder to ignore. Then it was found, the Witch's Den. Hidden among the trees was a disturbing setup, a 5-pointed star marked on the ground, with bells hanging from branches above. It didn't look abandoned. Fresh cuts on nearby trees, clean, recent marks, suggested someone had been there not long before. In that moment, the stories stopped feeling like folklore and started feeling real.
Check it out. You see the 5-pointed star with bells on it. Hung up there. There were loads of other bells last time I were here. The last time I camped here anyway. Just rattling about in wind. Don't think we can get in there, mate. I can't squeeze in there anyway. I'm too fat to get in there now. Been creeped out. Keep hearing stuff, not just...
Things escalated near a fire pit deeper in the woods. While standing there, trying to process the scene, a sound broke the silence. A deep, slow, rhythmic breathing coming from somewhere in the darkness. Not wind, not anything small, something big. A light scan revealed it. Massive eye shine staring from behind a dry stone wall. Watching. Still. Then suddenly, another sound echoed through the trees. Something that sounded like a human sneeze. But there was no one visible. No movement. No explanation. With no protection and a growing sense of danger, the decision was made to leave immediately.
Looks like we found the fire pit. Couple of stumps to boot. Right, I'm just gonna sit down for a minute and see if I can figure out what that noise is. So I think me and Fenzel should get out of here.
Back at the van, things should have felt safer. But the unease didn't go away. While talking about Fendy's health and a recent growling incident at home, the quiet returned. Then suddenly, impact. Something struck the van hard enough to cause a jump. When checked, all that was found was a half-chewed acorn. Small, but thrown with force. From where and by what, it remained unknown.
So then I get up and I get down off the bed and I'm creeping round the bed. Creeping. What the fuck was that? I got a light here. Sounded like the window anyway. There, what's that? There's an half-chewed acorn there.
And just when the night seemed like it couldn't get any stranger, something else happened. A phone check revealed multiple declined notifications. Someone was actively trying to use a bank card, attempting nearly $500 in transactions.
What's this? Right, I can't get any signal down here, but I must have got signal as I was walking round up there. And my bank account there, look. Declined. Argos. $479.99. Someone's trying to use my card.
In a remote area with no signal, it became urgent. With no way to secure the account there, everything was packed up immediately, and the area was left to find service and block the card. What began as a peaceful trip turned into something filled with tension, fear, and unanswered questions. Something in those woods didn't feel right, and it didn't feel alone. Was it all just coincidence? Or did something in the witch's den notice the moment that place was entered? Deep within the wilderness of Little Creek, an investigation into local occult legends quickly shifted from folklore to something far more unsettling. Guided only by a dim floodlight cutting through the trees, the group moved deeper into the forest expecting stories, not evidence. But the deeper they went, the more the atmosphere changed.
We came across some crazy looking stuff. Look at these woods. In those woods there's a tent over there. Are you not scared?
I look-y want to see.
I look-y want to check it out too, but dude, and there was hair. We saw like hair.
Yeah.
Let's go back and record the hair at least for the video.
No,
Let's just not get stabbed though.
I mean, I'm down to check.
Now we definitely won't go in the tent.
I think I'm gonna run right now. I'm like 100%.
You're gonna run?
No, I'm a runner.
It must be a homeless person, bro. Like there is nobody like.
That's what I'm thinking, bro. Because nobody else will fucking stay,
Yeah,
bro.
nobody would
Unless
do
you're
it.
a fucking witch or some shit. Other than
Yeah.
that, like, I don't fucking
Nah,
know.
but for sure, witches wouldn't even camp out. So that's what I'm thinking too. Like it's gonna be like a homeless person. Guys, I do want to show you guys his hair. There's like we found hair over there.
So what? I just hate that you gave me the spooky light.
Hector, should you go with the floodlight?
What the fuck that shit? Here, switch.
Hello?
What they eventually found was a makeshift campsite hidden in the darkness. A small tent stood in a clearing, surrounded by 2 chairs and scattered trash. But the details around it changed everything. Near a fire pit lay long strands of hair described as a witch's wig, alongside the remains of a decapitated chicken. Cans hung from nearby branches, and a coconut shell was placed deliberately, almost like a marker or offering. Nothing felt accidental. Everything felt arranged.
And there's chairs. Look, there's 2 chairs. Guys, look, there is literally girl hair right here. Is that real? That looks scary, bro. That's like some witchcraft, like, that's like a witch's hair. Hello? Alright, let's keep moving forward.
They fought the witch for...
Guys, we should not be doing this. Do not try this at home. We're trained professionals.
They gotta have a witch.
Let's go this way.
They're like, there's people just camping out. Anyone in there? Nah, we chill.
Hello?
I ain't even gonna lie. I'm just trying to see.
Hello?
Is anyone there?
As the team moved closer, the tension became suffocating. The decision was made to approach the tent. The air around it was heavy, carrying a foul smell that immediately raised concern. There was a real fear of what might be inside. Then, just steps away from the entrance, a low voice suddenly came from within. Not loud, not angry, just close and aware. In that instant, everything changed. Someone had been inside the entire time, silently listening from just inches away in the dark.
Where's the trash everywhere? Should we go? Should we open it? Should we open it?
It smells nasty over here.
Is there a dead body in there? It does one, but there's a bunch of trash everywhere. Hello? For the content, bro. Hello? Oh. Oh. Oh, just making sure you're okay. You okay? Alright, my bad. Oh my god, there's someone in there. There's someone in there. There's someone in there.
So it is a homeless guy.
No way. No way we just saw that.
It was just him, okay.
I don't know. That's enough for me. He's chilling though.
That is crazy though.
Nah, I can't lie. That's kind of crazy. Why is he there sleeping?
Nah, but what y'all mean he's chill? Look, we've been loud as fuck. He just ignored us that whole time
Until we got really
were about to open that.
He was probably scared. As a homeless person,
He probably thought we were the cops, to be honest. He thought we were bullshitting until we got really close.
he probably saw the knife and was like, oh hell no.
Panic followed immediately. There were no vehicles nearby, no clear signs of who or what had set up the campsite, and no explanation for the ritual-like objects surrounding it. What had seemed like abandoned wilderness now felt occupied in a way that didn't make sense. The forest didn't feel empty anymore. It felt shared. Little Creek didn't just feel like a remote location anymore. It felt like a place where stepping in too far meant you were already part of something you didn't understand. When a place looks abandoned, but feels watched. How do you know you were ever the first one to arrive? What began as a casual hike through a quiet grove of aspen trees quickly turned into something far more disturbing. While exploring deeper into the wilderness, Tim and a partner came across a strange ecological boundary, an area where a past wildfire had burned through and then abruptly stopped, with no natural transition. The shift in the environment felt unnatural, like something had interrupted the fire itself, leaving behind a place that didn't follow normal rules.
Look at this area. What the heck? Look at this, dude. Everything is flat.
So, look at that. Yeah. See? This whole area. Well, this is actually interesting. Okay, so they're all flat. They all fell down like an avalanche.
Oh.
But that doesn't make sense because it's a complete circle.
I know what it is.
What?
It's where the plane came and dropped its water. Because look, this tree's on fire.
Oh.
Was on fire.
I can see that.
And because of how everything is...
The camera see that. Look at that.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
You see how everything is one way? It's because the plane came above us, dropped it, and everything went that way.
As they moved further in, the scene became even more unsettling. The forest floor was covered with fallen trees, arranged in a near-perfect circle, something that didn't match any natural pattern. At first, they tried to explain it. Maybe a firefighting aircraft had dropped water in a concentrated zone, but the explanation didn't hold. Then they noticed something worse. The forest had gone completely silent. Despite hearing birds and wildlife just minutes earlier down the road, this ravine was entirely devoid of sound. No wind, no insects, nothing.
Yeah, it's interesting. This place feels... It's just when you're here, it just feels different, doesn't it?
It feels very eerie and creepy, like the quiet creepy.
It is really quiet. I hear no birds.
I know.
There isn't. Listen. There's not a single bird sound around here. You know, it's kind of funny because we got out of the car, about 15 minutes down the road, and those birds were chirping.
No, they were. The squirrels were going, the birds were chirping.
It's interesting how it's just so dead around here.
That silence didn't last. Suddenly, a voice echoed from deep within the ravine, a desperate cry for help. It sounded human, urgent, and close enough to follow. Without wasting time, they began descending the steep and rocky terrain to find the source. As they moved lower, they discovered fresh human footprints pressed into the ground, and strange wooden structures leaning against trees, placed too deliberately to be random. Everything pointed to someone being there recently. But just as quickly as the voice had appeared, it stopped. Completely. The cries vanished, replaced once again by a heavy, unnatural stillness. That's when the situation changed.
So like, oh. Shh. Did you hear that?
I thought I heard a help.
Just like. Okay, wait, I'm coming down here just a little bit. You hear anything?
No, I don't hear anything yet.
Okay, I swear I heard it sounded like someone down there yelled.
I heard some over here.
Wait.
No, I heard it over there.
Yeah, there's someone down there. There's someone down there. I heard it down. I think it was coming
So
down.
I heard one here, and then I just heard one over here.
It could have been an echo, made it sound like it was over there, or over here. I don't know.
But it sounded like.
Wait. Okay, I heard it again.
Yeah.
Listen.
Hey,
It sounded like it's from over there.
It sounds like help.
Okay, either it's echoing. That seriously sounded like two of them.
So what if he's hollering from down there, it's going to echo up to here.
Huh.
See, now if I heard it from here and then automatically hear it from there, then I'll know there was like two of them. But I just hear that one.
I think it was echoing, but it really almost sounded like two voices.
Yeah, it sounds like it's coming from
but
there.
I think it's coming from there.
Using an elevated camera to scan through the dense brush below, they searched for any sign of the person who had called out. Instead, they heard something else. Low, guttural growls echoing from the same direction. The sound didn't match any known animal in the area. It felt controlled, deliberate, like something aware of their presence. In that moment, it became clear. They were no longer searching for someone in need. They were being watched. With daylight fading and the tension rising fast, they made the only decision that made sense. Leave immediately. Abandoning the search, they climbed out of the ravine as quickly as possible, leaving whatever was down there behind them. If you heard someone calling for help in a place where everything else had gone completely silent, would you go toward it or trust your instincts and walk away. A solo nighttime investigation into an abandoned hotel quickly escalated into a tense and chaotic escape after the location proved to be far more active and possibly monitored than expected. The building was widely known for extremely negative reviews, including claims of danger, poor management, and financial disputes, with some suggesting a lingering negative energy contributed to its closure.
Where tonight I am heading out alone to an abandoned hotel which has got some really bad reviews on it. Like, this place was so bad. I'm going to run you through some of the reviews in a minute, but also there is some reports of it actually being haunted, so that is the reason why I am heading out here tonight. I have got to scope it out a little bit because I am led to believe that there is actually a camera on here. One of the ones that shouts, you are being monitored or whatever. Don't actually know if it is connected and alerting someone, but I do know that the police have been out to someone here.
From the surrounding woods, motion sensor lights flickered around the property, and fresh security signage suggested recent human presence. A talking surveillance camera warning that users were being monitored added to the suspicion that the site was still under observation. Despite this, entry was made through an open window.
What I'd like to do is get around the back. So I imagine if there is a camera, it will be at the front. Hopefully they're not all the way around. This garden's looking pretty fresh. I'm not actually sure when it closed down as a hotel. But yeah, all this looks pretty fresh, doesn't it? Like freshly trimmed and mowed. I know you can't see much. I just got to keep my light off for a minute. Right, I can see a way in. There's a window open there. Let's just walk around this way and see if any more lights come on. Yeah, there's a window open. What's been going on here? Man, this is creepy. I'll try and get in there. What was that? Right then guys, I'm in. I wasn't sure whether that floor was safe or not, because that is quite a drop down there.
Once inside, the atmosphere changed immediately. The building felt unstable and active, with heavy footsteps echoing from the upper floors and repeated loud banging moving through the corridors. The sounds were consistent enough to suggest coordinated movement above.
Hello? That was footsteps. That was knocking upstairs. Another bang. I swear there's someone up there.
As the exploration continued upward, evidence of modern electronic equipment connected to Wi-Fi was discovered, strongly implying the building was still being remotely monitored or partially operational. This discovery shifted the situation from exploration into something far more uncertain. Moments later, external movement changed everything. The sound of a vehicle approaching and bright torches sweeping across the exterior indicated that authorities had arrived on site. The investigation was no longer about what was inside. It was now about getting out unnoticed.
Someone's here, guys. I've got to get out.
A rapid escape followed. The investigator exited through a window and moved through overgrown gardens, unstable terrain, and open fields in complete darkness. The environment forced a full sprint through unknown ground while trying to avoid detection. During the escape, blue flashing lights were seen reflecting near the hotel gates, confirming police presence.
Jesus Christ, guys. Going through the friggin' jungle here. Well, I don't think there's anyone following me. Right, look at this, guys. I've got to keep my light down. I don't know if you can make it out. We're running on one lumen here.
Although the paranormal claims remained unverified, the experience was intensified by persistent reports of footsteps and voices following through the building right up until the final moments inside. When a place feels both watched and abandoned at the same time, how do you know which one is real? In a late-night investigation deep inside an abandoned nursing home, Jeremy and Zach entered a place with a layered and unsettling past. Originally known as German Camp in the 1800s, the location later became a settlement before being converted into a geriatric facility where an estimated 3,000 deaths were recorded. From the moment they arrived, the atmosphere felt wrong, heavy, oppressive, and intensified by a driving rainstorm that seemed to deepen the sense of unease. Inside, the structure felt endless. Boiler rooms, long corridors, and upper residential wards stretched into silence, broken only by disturbing sounds, sliding footsteps echoing through hallways, and at one point, a backpack violently knocked over by an unseen force. The building didn't feel empty. It felt active.
Water dripping. So last time I was here, my demon card was in that freezer.
Oh, great.
I was here by myself.
I wouldn't have been.
I guess it's just second nature to me. Alright. Oh, another thing, when we get shining towards windows, let's try to avoid shining towards windows out. So it doesn't. Sometimes when I go through abandoned places, I have red lights.
That's interesting.
My backpack just fell over. There's no reason why I should have done that.
Spirit, did you knock over the backpack?
I know that you guys didn't see it on camera, but I know you heard that go.
When the spirit communication began, things escalated quickly. Multiple entities responded through the device, identifying themselves as Mildred, Robert, and Bram. One presence, Mildred, claimed to still visit family, while the tone of the session shifted into something far more serious. Warnings began appearing. Messages like, "Don't trust the bad ones," "Shot," and most disturbingly, "Run now," It no longer felt like random responses. It felt like urgency.
We're just visiting you. I know you've been here a long time, probably.
Mildred.
Mildred, it's nice to meet you.
Hi, Mildred. Mildred, is it okay that we are here with you right now? Mildred, can you tell me how you passed away? What happened?
I still visit my family.
It's very good, Spirit. And you keep visiting your family. They miss you.
Family is everything.
It is everything.
My life was short. It's me, I'm here.
Spirit, sweet.
Are we talking to multiple people here now as we're walking down passing these rooms?
Nana.
Nana's, that makes sense, nursing home.
Doctor.
Doctor has been said multiple times.
Wrong.
Wrong?
Run now.
Run now. Why do we want to run?
1200s.
1200s. Does that mean like date? Is that a date? Do you want to hold this?
You are protected.
It said we are protected.
Do you believe in us?
Yes. You heard that down there, right?
Yeah.
Look to the right.
Are you in here?
We love communicating.
I could tell.
You are talented.
Wow.
Fighting.
We're not fighting.
There's no way fighting here.
See my shadow.
Where's your shadow at?
Bench.
On the bench. Where's a bench?
You are nice.
Thank you. You're nice too.
They hear me scream.
They hear you scream.
As the session continued, the psychological pressure intensified. Both investigators began experiencing sudden waves of nausea, dizziness, and disorientation. Zach described the feeling as being enclosed, like the space itself was closing in. The sense of being watched grew stronger with every passing minute. At one point, Jeremy attempted mirror gazing inside a pitch-black bathroom, staring into his own reflection in complete darkness. The experience quickly turned unsettling, as his face appeared to distort, almost disappearing or shifting into something unfamiliar during the stare. The act itself seemed to deepen the instability of the environment.
Or Robert, or anybody else in this facility, can you show yourself to me in this mirror?
It happened here.
What happened here?
Guys, maybe you'll see something that I don't see. I'm going to try to block this light. I still need the light, but I'm going to try to block it to where it's not showing a gaze. There you go. Let me know if you guys see anything. I'm going to gaze into this mirror.
Jamie, I think we got another one, buddy.
Another
Yeah, it said Bram.
Bram? Robert, Bram, Mildred.
We know you're in Spirit.
I'm not gonna. I feel like no. I feel like I should not keep doing that.
We gotta go. I'm not dizzy as fuck.
You getting dizzy?
I'm just
We're gonna. So I'm gonna leave this on while we kind of walk through a little bit.
The situation reached a breaking point when the spirit box became frantic. Messages repeated in rapid succession. It's time to leave. The final moments captured a heavy, lingering sensation moving through the hallway behind them, like something refusing to let go as they left the building behind. When a place warns you to leave, do you think it's trying to protect you or making sure you don't leave alone. This video follows a solo investigator returning to a haunted farm right after a massive blizzard, completely alone. His usual partner isn't there, and from the start, the place already feels wrong. The trees are damaged, the power is out across the area, and the entire property looks abandoned and unstable.
Hell with it, don't even care. So long story short, I'm here at the Pocomoke Ranch. I pull right in the driveway here, and we had a blizzard, and I can't lie, them damn trees are scary as hell. If somebody like came running through there right now, I probably wouldn't be surprised. But I don't have my partner in crime tonight, Sonny, because Sonny is snowed in at his house, like completely snowed in at his house. So it's just me tonight here at the farm. I came to check on it, number one, and number two, potentially piss off the spirits back there at the farm. Wind just picked up a little bit.
As he makes his way down the driveway, something strange stands out almost immediately. Sections of melted snow, revealing what looks like an old brick path he never noticed before. It feels out of place, like something hidden is being uncovered.
But one thing I will say is some areas of snow have melted where others haven't. It's really weird. I don't know. What the hell? That's strange. What is that? What the fuck? There's bricks here. It's like a brick. Have I never noticed there's a brick driveway here? Look at that. They're literally uncovering a brick driveway. There's no way that the farm has a brick driveway, and I've never known that. And why am I just finding this now? This is insane. Okay, maybe it's just... That's really weird. Bricks there, bricks here, then it stops. It's just like a weird... I don't know, that's a little strange, but yeah, anyway, like I was saying, trees are down. Gonna have to move some of this stuff, and there's power outages everywhere right now in Delaware. I mean, like everywhere.
Not long after, the first unsettling moment hits. He suddenly hears a loud noise in the distance, something sharp and unnatural enough to stop him mid-sentence.
I don't know. Possibilities are endless, but that is where, when I say the possibilities, I don't know what that noise was, but that was loud.
Then, a second moment. What he describes as the sound of someone clapping, even though he's completely alone.
Folks, we're almost almost to the farm. But I also thought about, potentially, what the fuck? That was weird. Somebody clapped their hands. Hold on, I got my gut out. Never mind. It sounded like somebody clapped their hands. Lock the door. Alright, let's try to get around these trees here.
But everything changes when he finally gets closer to the house. He freezes. In one of the windows, he sees what looks like a figure, something he refers to as Annabelle.
Oh man! Annabelle's in the damn window! Oh my gosh! Get the hell out of here.
Just standing there, watching. At the same time, he notices what appear to be footprints on the roof even though the snow around the house is mostly untouched.
Is that footprints on the roof? Look at that! That's footprints on the roof, y'all.
From this point on, the tension doesn't drop. He refuses to go inside. Instead, he uses a spirit app, and the responses quickly turn unsettling. Words like voices are heard, frustrate, and let's play a game come through, making the situation feel less random and more directed at him.
All right, I'm back. Any of you spirits recognize me out here?
Pictures fall.
Pictures fall. Maybe that's what was going on in there. There's pictures or something falling.
During times of crisis.
During times of crisis. I hope it's not a crisis right now.
Have you been here before?
Have you been here before? Yeah, I've been here before. You not recognize me? I literally own the property. Probably been here 300, 400 times.
No to all.
No to all. Maybe it almost sounds like the spirits are talking amongst themselves instead of like talking to me.
At one point, the app seems to reference something inside the house, possibly moving, possibly watching. He keeps asking if he should enter, but never gets a clear answer, only more cryptic responses. The most intense moment comes near the end. While standing outside, he hears something move inside the house, and then the door itself shifts slightly, as if something on the other side is reacting to him.
Anybody in there? Hello? Fucking door just moved on me. That fucking door. False. What's that mean? Is anybody gonna come to the door and answer or what? Oh! Shit! Nah! Simulation. What the hell does that mean?
That's when he stops, completely. By the end, he backs off from the property, clearly shaken. He admits this is one of the most uncomfortable experiences he's had, feeling surrounded, watched from every direction, and unsure of what was actually inside the house. Nothing is clearly proven, but the figure in the window, the footprints on the roof, the strange responses, and the movement inside the house make this one feel far more intense than a normal investigation. This video comes from a live stream style paranormal investigation, where the creator records strange, unexplained activity during nighttime exploration, using normal camera and night vision footage. Almost immediately, he starts hearing unusual clacking sounds, like rocks tapping together in the distance.
Clicking.
As he continues observing, things begin to escalate. A strange shadow appears in the footage, something that doesn't match his light source. It moves independently, shifting left, up, and down in a way that doesn't behave like a normal reflection or object. When he slows the footage down, he claims to see a humanoid-like figure above the camera angle, partially hidden and distorted, almost as if it is watching from above.
Hey, my love, somebody made a timestamp with this shadow and I cannot figure out what it is. Look at that. It doesn't match my light. It's moving on its own. Watch again. I'll repeat it. It goes to the left, up, and down, and that's not what... What is that red face? What is that?
The situation becomes more unsettling when he hears repeated clicking sounds again, followed by movement in the dark area ahead of him. He tries to shine his light in that direction, but visibility is limited, and whatever is making the noise seems to stay just out of full view.
I hear clacking, like tapping, rock clacking.
As the recording continues, he notices sudden movement in trees and objects shifting in ways that don't seem natural. At one point, he even questions whether something physically moved or stepped back into the darkness when his light hit it.
Why will the light penetrate that? Did that just leave? I gotta rewind that because it looked like it. Why will the light penetrate that? Did that just leave? I gotta rewind that because it looked like it ducked.
The tension increases further when he believes something is very close by. He shines his light into a dense area and claims a tree or object appears to move. Soon after, he hears more clicking sounds again, reinforcing the idea that something is nearby and actively reacting to him.
Guys, that tree, hello? That's too close, I don't think so. That tree just moved. I can toss one over there. Something just dropped. There's movement over there. Clicking.
Later, while reviewing footage, he repeatedly points out a strange shadow figure that appears above camera level. In slowed and zoomed footage, he claims to see facial features, eyes, nose, and even a mouth that seems to open unnaturally.
Live stream highlights, and I saw this and I am blown away because I don't know if the thermal camera didn't pick it up in front of it, but watch this. I'll play it original and then I'll slow it down and brighten it up. This is nuts. Got one. Guys, right there. Got him. You see him? He's right down there. He got his little face there. He's got one eyebrow cocked up. Like, what are you doing? Gordon, hope you like the night vision I sent you. Here's what I'm using, man. Thank you. I love it. Now, most of you probably already picked up on it, but here we go. I slow it down in that circle right there above the camera. It's not coming on the camera, but he's above the camera. But watch this. There's his eyes, his nose. He's moving. At some point, he opens his mouth real weird, and I rewind it back because it's creepy. Right there. I don't know what it is. Now I'm going to freeze frame it.
He is unsure whether it is a creature, distortion, or something else entirely, but he finds it deeply disturbing. He describes it as possibly a Bigfoot-like or dogman type entity, or something unknown, as the shape appears to shift and disappear between frames. In some moments, it is clearly visible, while in others, it completely vanishes from the same position. This video follows a solo explorer returning to a quiet woodland after a recent storm, mainly to check his cameras. At first, everything seems normal, until he notices something that immediately feels wrong. Deep in the mud, he finds a large footprint, not his. The size is bigger than his own foot, clearly human, and recent enough to stand out. As he looks closer, he finds more impressions nearby, confirming someone has been in this area without him knowing.
I have found some really bizarre tracks today. This boot print doesn't match my boot print. It does look fairly old, but it is very strange and it's quite big. So it's definitely a man or someone that wears a very, very big shoe. I'll just spin you around to show you it. Look at that. That's massive. My BK2 next to it. It's just slightly larger than my BK2. Oh, I want to trip myself out. That looks like a toe as well. My God. There's another impression up there as well. But this is seriously something worth noting.
From that moment, the tone shifts. He admits this is the first real physical evidence he's had of someone else being there, and it visibly unsettles him. Instead of staying, he decides to set up a live camera, one he can monitor remotely, aimed directly at the tracks, hoping to catch whoever or whatever is coming through.
I think the best bet is to get my live camera, the one that I can pick up on the phone, which I put in a few weeks ago at a different location in the woodland. I'm going to go there now, retrieve that camera and program it onto one of these trees and get a reception, make sure it's working good on the phone, and then I can keep an eye on this area, even at home in my bed.
But even while setting it up, something feels off. He describes a sudden wave of anxiety, saying he feels jittery for no clear reason. The woods are quiet, but not in a comforting way. Every sound feels amplified.
So we are live. I'll be able to control this from the comfort of my own settee at home. We've got a blue light on there. That's showing me that's got plenty of signal. If you don't mind now, I'm going to get out of here because I've just got a really bad feeling all of a sudden.
Later that night, things escalate. While trying to rest, he suddenly hears something outside, clear enough to make him stop and listen. It sounds like someone moving in the woods nearby, not an animal. Something heavier, something deliberate.
I don't know if you'll be able to hear, but Hello?
By morning, he leaves early, unsettled, but without answers. Then, days later, the footage comes back. At exactly 4:12 a.m., the camera captures a figure entering the area. The person, or whatever it is, moves strangely, reaching up toward a branch as if trying to grab something. Then, just as quickly, it disappears deeper into the woods.
AM, this figure comes into view. Almost looks like it's trying to pull something down from a branch above, acting in a peculiar manner. Then the camera takes a further 2 still shots of it moving further off to the left-hand side of the woodland. So why is this person there at that time of the morning? Why do we keep hearing these shrills and shrieks? Is it paranormal? I just don't understand. Or perhaps it might be someone that has found out I've been putting cameras around to try and catch big cats that we might have here in the UK. They might have found out that I have got some pretty decent information of them.
That's when things stop making sense. If it's just a person, why are they only showing up when he's not there? Why always at night? And why does it line up so closely with the sounds he keeps hearing? By the end, nothing is confirmed. But between the unexplained footprints, the nighttime movement, and the figure caught on camera, the woods no longer feel empty, just watched. This video comes from an outdoor explorer who shares strange and unexplained moments he has experienced while camping and walking alone in remote nature. He explains that if you spend enough time outdoors, you will eventually see or hear things that don't fully make sense, moments you can't easily explain, even to yourself. One of the most chilling experiences happens in an ancient woodland. While walking through dense forest, he suddenly notices a blurred human-like figure high up in a tree.
I'm wading through just a sea of bracken. So naturally, my eyes are pulling double time. I'm watching where I step, at the same time looking up at where I'm going. So eyes on the ground, making sure I'm not going to trip on any roots or any deadfall. And when I bring my eyes back up to see where I'm going, that's when something caught my eye. In top left peripheral vision, I look up and I focus. And what I see is like a blur, basically. And as I'm watching this thing, I begin to see an outline of a figure. And this thing is up in a tree. About 3/4 up in this tree. And I see the outline of a head, shoulders, arms, torso, legs. Just like a human, but slender arms and legs, much longer than a human. And I'm watching this thing, and while I'm watching, I notice the forest is dead silent.
The forest goes completely silent as he watches it move between branches. For a moment, he looks away to grab his phone. But when he looks back, the figure is gone, and the forest sound returns like nothing ever happened. Another disturbing night takes place at a campsite. While lying in his tent, he hears strange electrical-like sounds coming from underground. Later, he suddenly finds himself outside the tent without remembering how he got there. Moments after, a bright blue flash appears in the sky, completely unlike lightning or anything natural he knows.
And just a regular day. I set up my tent, I get all my gear out, get organized, make dinner, have ourselves a little campfire, and chill out. And then it's time to bed down. So I get in to my tent and I lay down, and I put my head on my little inflatable pillow. And as I'm laying there with my head on the pillow, I can hear what sounds like electricity, but under the ground. It's super strange stuff. Like, so the inflatable pillow was, amplifying the sound of this, what sounded like an electricity current going under the ground, which had never happened before, never heard it before. And I didn't hear it again. But if you think that's strange, the next strange thing, I happened to wake up and I'm outside of the tent. And I'm kind of kneeling down outside the door of the tent. And I look up in the sky, and the sky is kind of cloudy. There's the moon. You can see the moon kind of as a clouds are just blowing by. It's broken clouds. And I look up in the sky at the moon. I see this flash, blue flash, just not lightning, thunder, or whatever. You know, it was a ball of blue flash, and completely strange. I think it had been maybe 2 or 3 hours had passed since the time I got in the tent, and then all of a sudden I was outside of the tent. Could I have been sleepwalking? I don't sleepwalk. I used to as a kid. As an adult, no, I don't sleepwalk. How I all of a sudden ended up outside of the tent, and then randomly the flash in the sky and the electricity under the ground of an eco campsite. Completely strange. Completely.
He ends by saying the forest always feels strange, almost alive in a way that cannot be explained. And the most chilling part is that these experiences feel completely real in the moment, but impossible to prove afterward. This video comes from an outdoor exploration group investigating a strange concrete slab hidden deep in nature, surrounded by bamboo, stone structures, and carved markings. The location already feels unnatural, as if something was placed there intentionally in a place it shouldn't exist. Right away, the atmosphere feels off. The team arrives at a large concrete slab in the middle of nowhere, with stone monolith-like structures nearby. They describe the place as creepy and unusually silent, with no normal wildlife sounds. Even the air feels still, almost controlled.
All right, so we found this really weird concrete slab in the middle of nowhere, super bizarre. And there's these two like stone monoliths right here. So Carl said to try standing between them, so we're gonna see what happens. Dude, this is weird.
As they move deeper into the area, they notice strange formations, symbols, carved rocks, and a circular layout that looks intentionally designed. One member mentions it could be related to something ritualistic or unknown, as if the land itself had been altered or used for something in the past. The tension increases when they enter a darker section of the forest.
You first.
Where's you? Is there an entrance? Oh, right now. Let's do it.
It's like some burned out part of the cabin.
That's not too bad.
Oh. It's almost like whatever it used to be, they restacked it like it used to be used for something else.
Yeah. There's like nothing else around. Little aspen forest over there.
What's that?
That aspen forest over there is creepy.
Suddenly, both of them notice something unusual in the distance. What looks like glowing eyes watching from the rocks above.
Where?
You were pointed right at it. Go up higher, up higher. See the eyes? To the right? Right there. It's like, see there's the big boulders and then up higher.
Well, I can clearly see them on the night vision. Look at the eyes looking. I'm gonna zoom in on it. Something's on the rocks watching us right there, look. Oh. Oh, there it is, see? What is it? See that? That light on the rocks.
At first, it appears stationary, almost like it is observing them rather than reacting to their presence. When they focus their light, the shape seems to shift or disappear briefly, then reappear again in a slightly different position. This creates the feeling that whatever it is actively tracking them rather than just being an animal.
Yeah, something was up there watching us, for real. It's like spying on it. There it is, there it is. There it is. Oh, right there. It's still there. It moved to the right a little bit. There. Oh, it's still peeking at us. What the hell is that, dude? And this is what's creepy. That's up where we were crawling around. That's up where we were hearing that woman, the whisper of that woman's voice.
As they continue walking, they begin connecting the experience to earlier strange sounds they heard in the area, including what sounded like a woman's voice and unexplained flashes of light. The feeling of being followed becomes stronger, as if something is moving ahead of them on the trail. Deeper into the site, they discover more strange carvings, figures with unusual proportions, symbol-like markings, and rock arrangements that look intentionally placed. The designs give off the impression of something ritualistic or symbolic, possibly representing figures, deities, or unknown beings.
It came off.
The whole top of the rock and everything is just covered all the way around, even the backside.
Wonder what made this so significant. Like if
it's like a goat, a big bullseye with another goat above it. That triangle's
that triangle's weird. I feel like we're being like actively stalked.
Right? You have that weird feeling too.
Yeah.
We got like a figure here with his arms up with 3 fingers out, and then his friend up here like goes here, and then he's there, and then there's all these symbols.
That to me looks like a
At this point, both of them openly admit they feel like they are being watched. The environment feels alive in a way that is hard to explain, as if the location itself reacts to their presence. This video comes from a solo explorer who accidentally gets involved in a missing person case inside a large national nature reserve. He explains that a man named Victor, 28, a photographer who loved traveling alone in nature, went missing just days before his arrival. The official search began, but strangely, nothing was found. While exploring the forest, the narrator discovers an abandoned campsite that looks untouched for days. Something about it immediately feels off, like it was left in a hurry.
Until I accidentally came across a campsite. Judging by its condition, it was clear that no one had been there for several days. That was the moment when everything started to feel off, especially after I found an action camera roughly 1,000 feet from the camp, near the railroad tracks. The footage on it turned out to be extremely disturbing and unsettling.
Not far from there, around the railway tracks under a bridge, he finds a GoPro camera lying on the ground, slightly dirty but still intact. When he checks the footage later, he finds disturbing and confusing recordings belonging to the missing man. Most of the clips are normal or repetitive, but a few moments feel deeply unsettling. Strange noises near the tent, movement outside, and the sense that something or someone is nearby. In the footage, the man appears to hear something outside his tent at night. He steps out to investigate, and after that moment, everything becomes unclear.
I have no clue.
The camera is eventually dropped near the railway bridge, suggesting he ran from something in panic before disappearing into the forest. The narrator describes multiple theories: a possible animal attack, someone chasing him, or even something he ran from in fear. But nothing fully explains the situation. Even more disturbing, he finds evidence suggesting the campsite should have already been discovered by search teams, but somehow wasn't. As he continues deeper into the forest following the railway line, the environment becomes more isolated and oppressive. The wind, silence, and endless trees create a strong feeling that he is being watched or followed. Eventually, he admits there is no clear conclusion. The missing person case remains unsolved, and the footage has been handed over to authorities. But what he saw in the recording and what he felt in the forest leaves more questions than answers.